Good morning folks, and welcome back to the channel. And you join me on a very cold morning on the border of Ukraine. Currently in Poland. It's currently -4 degrees. First task of the morning, clear the snow off from overnight. As you saw yesterday, they cleared this car park. Well, this is the amount of snow we got overnight. It's snowing quite heavy at the moment as well, so it's going to be an interesting drive into Ukraine today. Obviously I'm in a rented vehicle. If you don't remember what happened to my van, go watch the previous video. But needless to say, yeah, it's actually booked in the garage now. Dropped it off yesterday, so hopefully by the time I get back from Ukraine in a few days, it'll have a new wheel bearing and I'll be safe to drive back. But today is the day to get into Ukraine and to hand out everything we've brought over and meet Ukrainians, plus, you know, generally just take a look around and just see what's going on, see what normal life in Ukraine looks like. So we just stopped just before the border, just have a little bit of a debrief to understand what it is that I'm supposed to say and do, and what the other guys are doing. So I got a vehicle in front of me which has got the charity worker, aid worker, and one of the protection guys, and then behind me is another protection guy with one of the Ukraine workers as well. So we've got a translator and all that kind of stuff as well. And we need to have magnets stuck on the side of the vehicles to identify us, and yeah, I should get a press pass or something which gets me more access than normal, or at least allows me for why I've got so much camera gear. So no pressure or anything, but different van, things are on the wrong side, I'm on the wrong side, and driving in snow. I don't know how good these tyres are. Challenges, John, they're just challenges. Let's get going. Wow, that's some epic queue. You can tell some of those vehicles have been here a long time. And I've just been having a chat with some of the drivers and that. And a lot of the crashed vehicles are to replace vehicles that have been destroyed because of the conflict. And whatever's going on with the new vehicles is probably leasing company just trying to get vehicles in there for people. But yeah, it seems really weird to see loads of vehicles on transporters going in to a war-torn country. Right, we made it out. They have a chitty system, so as you drive through, your car details are kind of like recorded. That's then passed through every process of going through the border. So check the vehicle out, check inside the vehicle, check your passport. They're each stamped on this little chitty, little piece of paper. And then obviously the last step when you leave is that they then check that you've got all the correct stamps, so that you must have been to all the correct departments. This road is so bad. I don't think it's the road, I think it's just obviously the ice everywhere. So yeah, but yes, we are now in Ukraine. Yeah, there are just people queuing obviously to get out as well. I guess there's enough going on in this country right now that nothing's done on the road, so there's no clearing of the road, snow, ice, everything's all built up, and everyone's just queuing on the other side. I've seen that fuel stations are open, seen a couple of shops are open, but yeah, I guess life goes on. Life's got to go on. Little stray doggos going up to all the cars asking for food. Oh, that's it, got something. Sadly, all I've got is water. Didn't think to bring snacks or anything like that. I'm struggling for what I've brought and how to pack it. So yeah. Apparently there are more than 1 million stray dogs now in Ukraine, because obviously people left or whatever happened, they left the area, had to leave, or through all the violence and shelling and everything else, the dogs just ran away. So yeah, a million stray dogs. All those doggos that used to have a nice lovely home, nice sofa to sit on, lovely caring humans to look after them, and now they have to go and find some people just to chuck them some stuff out of a car window. What a shame. Classic cars, folks. Come and get your classic cars in Ukraine. Looks like some aid vehicles getting ready for deployment. Yeah. Cool. You guys wear all this gear when you need to, no? I mean, it's light, but it's because you can't move back so much because your back moves. Bloody hell.
Can I come into shot for a second? Then you have to cut me out. Cut me in, cut me out.
I can cut you in or cut you out. I could blue you in. It's up to you.
What's the name is that? Best for driving.
Oh, you got OCD. Oh, you're going to put that in the middle, dude.
I might have to start that whole shot again.
That's alright, I can just take the piss. So although obviously I need the gear, apparently I need the gear from the person that can provide it, and then Mr. OCD needs to make sure it's all square. That's tough. And do you guys actually ever play the game where you actually, someone physically shoots you just to see what it's like?
I've done it with a rubber bullet.
Yeah? I mean, they're tough. So
I went flying.
Literally.
Maybe 6, 7, 8 feet back.
You might think this is crazy, by the way, but obviously part of this is that they've got to take care of me, and I appreciate that. And wherever they say I need this, then I need this. So it's just basically get an idea of where these go, how it fits, what it feels like, so you know you've got it on right the next time round. Fortunately, though, I would say, so far I've not been told I've got to wear it every day, only when certain things happen. Right then. Yeah, just wanted to be letting you know what it was like, and this is what the gear's like. So if you don't see me in it, happy days. If you do, not happy days. So the interesting thing right now is there's no power on anywhere, so traffic lights aren't working. The sirens have just been going off. So we just got to this city centre, and as I was saying in the car, there's no power, so it's difficult trying to just navigate a city, as you can imagine, where half of the tram systems are electric, and then you've got traffic light systems. No one has a clue what's going on, but everyone manages. Just having a look at all the lovely dogs around as well. Like I say, dogs everywhere. So yeah, just got to this apartment block. So a young family, and we're going to help them out with the power back. Opportune time as well, because they've got no power right now. So let's go and sort it out.
So cute. Thank you very much.
Like next scarf.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice color.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So that was a lovely young family. In and without power, strangely enough, the power just came on as we walked into the building. So all the lights and everything are on the buildings now. Everyone's quickly making food, starting to plug everything in to charge it back up again. So we left them some phone chargers, power pack, heated blanket, and we'd got some things for kids as well, so like kids' toys, things like that. So that was really cool as well. But it's different seeing the lights on when before there was no lights at all. Can't imagine being without power for well, 12 hours, maybe more. But apparently the power's only back on for a little bit, and then it's going off again. There were actually sirens going off when we arrived, so going to be an interesting night tonight in the hotel. But at least we got to experience a little bit of what life is like when you don't know when the power's going to be on, when the heating's going to be on, or when you're going to be able to get some food as well. So we'll meet some more people now and hand out some more power packs.
Дивися, це маленька станція зарядна. Тут, так, по-перше, це адаптер, по-перше, це англійський. Ти включаєш і підходить нашу розетку на 220. Сюди можна підключити павербанк, якщо маєш якісь що-небудь штучки, такі, що мають USB-вхід. І здається, якщо не помиляюсь, це вхід на звичайну розетку. Комп'ютер, мені здається, теж можна телефон. Що тримайте, передасте там куди треба. І це дуже-дуже хороша річ, тому що це ковдра, яка включається і під'єднується до цього павербанка.
So we just met with a small family, and then she let the community know, like I said before, they have these little community hubs whereby someone will make sure they've got loads of things charged up, like power packs and things like that, so that if everyone else says they've lost power, haven't got a phone, they can come and charge their laptops or charge their phones or iPads or whatever they need to. So yeah, we just handed a couple out to them as well. And now the power's back on, all the restaurants are open, the offices, the shops, and life just carries on as normal. See, they've got no power over there, so they're obviously doing rolling blackouts so that some areas get power for a while. Yeah, it took a little over 9 hours to drive to Lviv today, or Lviv. So we're kind of trying to find out where we can still go. We're hoping to get to a school, maybe a hospital as well, like I say, shelters, community shelters. We've just got to make a few phone calls. The translator and the lady from the charity are currently trying to work out what they can do and where they can go. And yeah, we're just trying to work out where we can park vehicles. It's so difficult trying to drive around in a city with no lights anywhere. And literally you'd be driving along and all of a sudden the lights will come on, and you could just be driven through a red light or whatever, it's just switched on. So yeah, it's tricky, but that is why we're here. Alright, I just made it to the hotel finally. So the experience of today, it's just mind-blowing in one way. Obviously coming into Ukraine was just normal in terms of crossing borders. Just looked like a Romanian, Bulgaria, Albanian kind of border. And the masses of trucks obviously is something different. I've not experienced that before. But it was so nice to meet the actual people and to even experience the tiny amount of what they're going through. You know, just to see the place with no power. Hear the sirens going off as well. That was obviously eerie. The sirens are supposed to be, you know, like, get to safety. We've detected something and you guys needed to get to safety. So there are many shelters, of which one of them we were trying to head to, when we quickly worked out that because there's no power, none of the traffic systems are working, and therefore it's just gridlock, and it just, I mean, I was doing, it took 29 minutes to do 1.1 miles. Ah dear. So that is a lot for people to put up with, you know, on a regular day-to-day basis. So it's no wonder that when the sirens sound that people don't exactly head for the shelter, because unless they're on foot, it's just going to take so long. So people generally just stay where they are, absolutely just stay put, and that's what we were told today. So we had a translator, and obviously between the translationers and their English, obviously I have to say straight away that so far the Ukrainians' English by far beats my Ukrainian. So the pidgin sort of conversation that we had and the bit of translation is that they understand that the UK went through the same thing during the war, and you just got to carry on. So that mentality of don't let it get you down, you got to carry on and try and live a normal life as best you can. Really cool to speak to local Ukrainians to find out how they're dealing with what's going on, and what impact, you know, the help of everybody in the UK and around the world, and the support that, you know, we all give to show Ukraine that they're not standing on their own, and to let them know that people out there, they care, and, you know, we feel what they're going through, and doing what we can in as little or as big way. You know, I keep thinking it's a little way that I've brought just a few things, like, you know, there's probably about 100 phone chargers, 20 power packs, I think there's about 10 electric blankets, yeah, and then the clothes that the charity have got as well. That's a drop in the ocean, but the fact that I drove from the UK all the way over here with it, and I just want to meet the people and give the things that you know, we bought for them, to them means more almost. The solidarity of another human being who's gone way out of their way to help them, just to, like a hug, if you like, a virtual hug, just to say you're not on your own. So yeah, that was it was a good day for that. So just a quick reality check. The power's gone out. It's 9 PM, so it's an organised thing. Obviously it's power usage, so that no one is without power for I think it's more than 12 hours or 18 hours. So certain districts get shut off, as we saw earlier today driving around. So currently it's 9 PM and the power's off in the hotel until 1 AM, which means there's no water, obviously no power, no lights, no nothing. Perfect time to go to bed. Night, folks. I just woke up to the sirens going off. It's a bit of a moment. There's no power on either, even though the power should be back on by now. But it made me think about something that Tatiana said today, that she used to live somewhere else. She used to live in Kyiv, and then they moved to Lviv because yeah, there was an explosion near the apartment block that they used to live at, which is why yesterday she was very apologetic to the way that her apartment looked, because obviously they'd just moved there, but it didn't faze them. It was just like, yeah, it happened and that was that. Talking about the explosion and the building opposite and stuff like that. She did start to cry a little bit as well, which I felt really bad for, but yeah. Can you hear that? I don't know how long how it lasts for or anything, but yeah, the briefing I've got from the security peeps is stay in your room. Stay in your room with your curtains shut and don't go near the window. So I'm not going anywhere near the window. The curtains are shut. I've got my torch, and I'll just stay here and wait further instructions. I've got a signal, albeit quite a weak signal, but I'm still getting messages and stuff. So just wait here and be a good boy and see what happens. Good morning, folks. It's -8 this morning. It's pretty chilly. Still no power anywhere. So just having a walk down to the main town square today. Yeah, life goes on. So you wouldn't believe last night that there was sirens going off or any issues of anything like that. Just, yeah, no one spoke about it this morning. No one seems to be too fussed about what's going on. Just carry on as normal. It's been really interesting walking around, seeing everything that's going on, seeing sort of normal life, normal things that have to happen every day. Albeit there is a little sense of awareness, I guess, by everybody. So bigger sounds, like there was someone using a rod or something to smack something in the ground. Bigger sounds tend to get more attention from people, as you'd imagine. Oddly enough though, the sirens don't. So I spoke to quite a few people about the sirens that went off last night, and they went, yeah. So just doesn't seem to be an issue for people. They just kind of get used to it. Life goes on. But yeah, it's a lovely city. It reminded me a little bit of Estonia when we went through there. Same sort of architecture, obviously same sort of era and culture, I guess. Nice people, friendly people, amazing place to walk around. The kind of place really you'd love to come back as a genuine tourist. So that's the other thing, is obviously I'm consciously conscious of who's around me, what's going on, and then the guys around me are conscious of what I'm doing. So every time I want to stop and film something, you have to kind of like agree it and all that kind of stuff to make sure it's okay. But genuinely I feel safe, as weird as that sounds where I am, but I feel very safe. Albeit obviously as soon as they give us a brief in the morning, they'll let us know what missiles attacked where and how close it was. And apparently our route back might have to alter a little bit. The translator and one of the guys have just gone out now to see if they can arrange what's going on with some of the aid handouts today. So I think we're due to pop off to I think it's either a hospital or some sort of shelter or something like that, to hand out some of the equipment we brought over. Like I say, we were supposed to be heading back today, so it's just 2 days in Ukraine, but with what's gone on and took 9 hours to get here yesterday, who knows whether that's going to be the case. And I've still not heard anything about my van. I know it's in the garage, but yeah, not heard anything else that's going on. So the translator said she's going to give the garage a call as we get closer back to Poland, and just see what's going on with my van. It'd be nice to have my van ready, so I can drive home. So we're just outside this hospital now. We're just going to go inside and donate some of the equipment to them. So different to see a hospital with sandbags on the windows though, not your normal thing. But yeah, they're struggling for every kind of supply in this place, including the power still goes out. The generator doesn't provide enough power for everywhere. Even basic needs like you know, gloves, masks, surgical equipment, medical equipment, they need all of that, unfortunately. So we're just going to go inside, hand out some of the stuff we've got, and then see what we find. So we've just been told this is the oxygen for the hospital, and this is the blast wall, just in case. Obviously what they don't want is all the patients in the rooms up there getting shards of whatever all over them. So this is the kind of reality of a hospital right now, is they've got to think about protecting the patients from the vital equipment they also need if it turns into an explosive. First of all, I apologise if the camera's a bit steamed up, but it's -8 today, and we keep going inside and outside. So obviously we've just been in the main hospital behind me, so we've just been asked to go to the other hospital over there, where they're looking after premature babies in the basement, and they've converted it as fast as they can, as rudimentary as they can, to look after all the premature babies in the safest place they think is, you know, going to be around the hospital, where they can still get the service they need. So they've managed to get the gas supply that we saw from the other building piped in over there. And the power, obviously that comes and goes as well. So some of the power banks with Jackeray, EcoFlow and the other known brands, no name brands that we bought, we've placed a few over there, and they are going to be backups for the little machines that are going to be looking after the babies as well. But the stories that we've been told about what's been going on, and just getting basic necessities out here is difficult right now. Get out here at the moment. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit, my mind's off something else right now, because then you see the state of the hospital, all the staff trying to look after everybody, not just the babies but the people inside as well. Bear in mind, Lviv is a massive city, so there's a lot of people coming through here all the time, and they're trying to provide the best care they can with very little, like, you know, so little services. before the war, obviously they were trying to rebuild things, and you know, they've got some modern equipment, but they don't have things like generators, and most of the equipment they've got is used. So there might be a link in the video description down below, and I'll put the text on screen now. If you want to donate some money, this fund will be set up for this hospital, so you know that it's going to treat people that are just like me and you, who just need regular medical treatment, just everyday life stuff, you know, that goes wrong. For now, obviously, I think there's one more stop we're going to make, and then after that we're going to head back. Sometime later, still in the queue, about an hour and a half later, we did move a little bit, possibly about, I don't know, half a mile maybe, but there's no way now to tell anything that's going on because the phone network's off. I did get a little bit of data. I went on Google Maps and there was no updating stuff on Google Maps, so I've been using my Garmin InReach to contact Mandy, and the guys have been using theirs to contact obviously their base, and it turns out that yeah, they use these types of things to well, basically stop the invaders from moving around the country or gaining information. So now and again Google Map will do a reset, and sometimes it's reset to like a version 5 or 6 versions ago, so road layouts change and street names change and all that kind of stuff, and obviously they'll turn phone networks off if it means the wrong type of people using it. So we are genuinely in a bit of traffic now without any idea of how long it's going to be. My comms with Mandy are a bit delayed. I message her, she messages back, and that takes about 45 minutes for that to happen. So it's not ideal as such, but at least she knows I'm alright, and it's just text as well, 160 characters of text per message, so she can then send me one back saying any information I need or whatever. Obviously with the Garmin I can see a map, so I know how far away I am from the border, but I can't use any other data services from that. It is basically just navigation, and you know, sort of like basic text messages. So we're off on another mission. That border crossing just wasn't happening, and the guards asked us to turn round, so we've now found this back road now, obviously along with a few other people, heading off to another border crossing. But this is obviously yeah, it's getting a bit extreme now. I have no idea what's stopping all these borders from processing people, but I do know that they're checking for munitions and firearms and all that kind of stuff, because obviously people coming back from Ukraine, there's a greater access to firearms in Ukraine, not only for the firearms being supplied by nations around the world to protect themselves, but obviously on top of that there's everything that they've got from the fleeing Russian forces as well. Driving an ice road one-handed whilst filming in a front-wheel drive van. Well, there you go. I have to say these the tyres on this van are remarkably capable. So it's now much later, almost 11 PM, which makes it 4 or 5 hours. We got to a different border, and actually the border is just there. You can probably just about make out a sign up there, and that is the end of what they're claiming as the Ukraine border. Then we go into no man's land, and then we enter Poland's border control, but they're only letting through probably about 3 to 4 cars every hour. So there's one in front of Bill, then there's me, and then there's Ben behind me. Not the real names, obviously. So we just got to the Polish border, and obviously there's more queues. Looks like they're doing about 2 cars every 30 minutes ish. So hopefully me and Bill will get in together. Ben will be left behind. I actually told them that I've been calling them Bill and Ben, the security men, and they find it quite funny actually. They've asked me if I can give them celebrity voices rather than just kind of like disguised voices. So I'll see how we get with that. But yeah, what an interesting 48 hours. Albeit that I don't want to play down the risk factor at all. And obviously the element of the fact that I had security looking after me as well. Thanks for the charity for obviously arranging that. I realised that was an added cost for them, but I really appreciate it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Hope it's made you a little bit more aware of what's going on. And it's just been a frank and, you know, like sort of fly on the wall as it happens, as I found Ukraine for 2 days, 2 short days, albeit a lot of memories, but 2 short days nonetheless. I can't imagine living every day like that from a Ukrainian side of things, where you can be without power for most of the day, and even when you think it's supposed to come back on because it is a scheduled brownout, it still goes off. Like this morning, waking up without power, and then all the things that sort of like changes. Anyhow, hopefully this goes well. Right folks, thanks for watching. I'll be doing a video very soon which shows what happened past the border, and more specifically as well, what happened with my van and then getting home. Take care guys, see you soon.